Namaskaraha. Welcome to Jyotish Shastram channel. My name is Archana Murthy. Today I would like to take a step back and talk about what Jyotish Shastram is, its importance in our scriptures, and what all it comprises of. Like I always stress, we need to understand the meaning of the word or its root. Jyotish Shastram clearly has two words, Jyoti and Shastram. Shastram means science, so it is a science. Jyoti came from the root Jyotis, meaning light or prakashaha. Now, light obviously needs to have a source. So, what is the source? The source is grahas, which are planets, and nakshatras, that are asterisms. In other words, Jyotish Shastram is a science that illuminates the knowledge about grahas and nakshatras. Now let's look at a very important aspect of Jyotish Shastram. Jyotish Shastram is a Vedanga. Vedangas are the auxiliaries or the support system of Vedas. A quick refresher. In our Sanatana Dharma, Vedas are the source of all knowledge. Vedas are the oldest unwritten literature known to mankind. These have been passed on orally from time immemorial for centuries or generations through Guru Parampara. These are categorized into Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharvana Veda. In order to understand the essence of Vedas, one needs to learn and understand the Vedangas. An analogy would be, if you need to learn a language, you need to first learn the letters, its words, the pronunciation, meanings, and finally you go on to proceed to learn the grammar. Similarly, to understand Vedas, you need to understand the Vedangas. If you imagine Vedas to assume a human form, then the Vedangas are limbs or organs of the body. Vedasya Angam Vedangam. There are 6 Vedangas. Sri Bhaskaracharya symbolizes the Vedangas in this verse in Siddhanta Shiromani. Shabdashastram Mukham, Jyotisham Chakshushi, Shrotramuktam Niruktam Cha, Kalpaha Karau, Yatu Shikshasya Vedasya Sa Nasika, Padapadmadvayam Chanda, Adyair Budaihi. This verse notes that each Vedanga is assigned a part of the body. Vyakaranam, that is grammar, face, Jyotisham, eyes, Niruktam or etymology, ears, Kalpaha or rituals, hands, Shiksha, phonetics, which is nose, Chandaha or meter, feet. Let me give you a brief description of each Vedangam. First, we will talk about Shiksha. This is symbolized as the nose. It is the science of Vedic phonetics or Uchcharana. It emphasizes pronunciation. This science trains students in the art and science of articulation of words so that Vedic hymns are recited perfectly. If the Vedic hymns are not recited with a perfect pronunciation, then the desired results will anyway not be achieved, but in fact, an adverse effect could also take place. Kalpaha is symbolized as hands. It is the study of rituals or manuals of Vedic rituals. It contains information such as how many priests should perform a ritual, which priest for which part of the ritual, what vessel, shape, or size to use, etc. You would be surprised to know that Kalpaha contains a lot of information about mathematics. J. O'Connor and E.F. Robertson from MacTutor History of Mathematics say Shulba Sutras are appendices to the Vedas, which give rules for constructing altars. They contained quite an amount of geometrical knowledge. Moving on to Vyakaranam, which is the science of grammar or command over language. It is symbolized as the face. Grammar works by Sri Panini has been recognized all over the world. Sri Monier Williams wrote, "The Panini grammar reflects the wondrous capacity of the human brain, which till today no other country has been able to produce except India." A NASA researcher, Rick Briggs, presented an article called Knowledge Representation in Sanskrit and Artificial Intelligence, where he says that Sanskrit can play a major role in artificial intelligence. Next, we will look at Niruktam. It is the etymology of the words in Vedic mantras, hence, years of the Veda Purusha. Here, root of the word and its meaning is explained. The fifth one is Chandaha, science of prosody or meter, in which verses are composed in Vedas. These are the legs of the Veda Purusha. Finally, our favorite, Jyotisham, which is astronomy and astrology, the eyes of the Veda Purusha. Vedic karmas or rituals require to be performed at certain periods and seasons of the year. Hence, Jyotisham was important for any Vaidika or Vedic practitioner. This is how Jyotish Shastram started and eventually grew to become a huge science. Just like we see the world's truth through our eyes, similarly, through Jyotish Shastram, we can be made aware of happiness or hardships in our past, present, and future life. Hence, Jyotish Shastram is symbolized as the eyes of the Vedas, the knowledge or the ability to see pratyaksha and apratyaksha items like even movement of sun, moon, planets, etc. In our Vedas, multiple shlokas are dedicated to Jyotish Shastram. As a reference, Lagadacharya has written a grantham called Vedanga Jyotisham, which is one of the important granthas or famous works. Many books have been written on this science. David Pingree from Philadelphia devoted decades of his life where he collected and compiled census of exact sciences in Sanskrit. He said that at present there exist in India and outside of it some 1 lakh manuscripts on the various aspects of Jyotish Shastram. Let's try to gauge the expanse of Jyotish Shastram or what all it comprises of. If I say lake, you can imagine how big it is. If I say river, you can easily imagine that it is bigger than the lake. Similarly, when I say sea or ocean, you still have an idea and can visualize how big it is. Now, when we say Jyotish Shastram, can we all accurately visualize the scope and what it actually comprises of? For most of you, Jyotish Shastram comes to mind when you want to take an important decision in life, such as marriage. To match your horoscope with the prospective partners, to ensure a harmonious married life, to fix a muhurta for Graha Pravesham, or if you would like to wear precious gems such as diamonds or blue sapphire. So people assume that this is what Jyotish Shastram is limited to, but Jyotish Shastram is not related only to these areas. Let me give you a few scenarios where Jyotish Shastram has an influence. If you are into astronomy and would like to research about planetary movements, locations, orbits, etc., this is detailed in Siddhanta Skandha of Jyotish Shastram. When you pick up Panchangam to check the day of the festival, this is Jyotish Shastram as Panchangam is prepared referring the Siddhanta Skandha. If you had a nightmare and have lost your peace of mind over it, dreams and its effects are detailed in Swapna Shastram, in Samhita Skandha, which is a big division of Jyotish Shastram. If you are interested to construct your house, which will reflect positive vibes, you can refer Vastu Shastram, which is part of Samhita. If you want to analyze the person's nature through face reading or handshake or body structure, this is Samudrika Shastram, part of Samhita. If you are into farming and would like to predict rainfall for your crops, this is detailed in Vrishti Jnanam in Samhita. If you would like to locate water underground and ensure that it is sweet water, Bhujalasya Jnanam in Samhita is where you need to look at. If you would like to predict eclipses, the detail would be available in Khagola Shastram in Samhita. If you want to find out your educational inclination, that is, which educational field you will succeed in, this is detailed in Horaskanda. If you had a great profession and suddenly now you're struggling in your profession but cannot pinpoint the issue, you could get the answer in Gochara of Samhita. This might have given you an idea of the various subjects Jyotish Shastram deals with. This is still the tip of the iceberg. There are still many topics that come under Jyotish Shastram. Let's now look at the logical structure of how Jyotish Shastram is divided into two high level areas: arithmetic aspect and predictive aspect. Arithmetic aspect is the Siddhanta Bhaga of Jyotish Shastram. You can call it a calculation module of smallest time measure to Yuga, planets' movement, orbit, speed, location, distance from Earth. Panchanga makers use this knowledge in Siddhanta to create it. A few well known books are Surya Siddhanta, Aryabhatiyam, Siddhanta Shiromanihi. Next is predictive or Phalabhaga that consists of two sections: Hora and Samhita. Let's start looking at Hora Shastram. When a person is born, time of birth, place of birth, and date of birth are very important to capture the position of grahas and nakshatras. In other words, this is called the horoscope. This snapshot is applicable for that specific individual only. This horoscope reveals the past, present, and future of the individual. When will the person succeed or have losses, profits, etc.? The past karmas of the individual drives the good and bad periods in the person's life. Jataka Shastram Prarabdharma Vipakavyanjakam. An insight of this magnitude will help an individual to take the right decisions at the right time. A few well known books Brihad Jatakam, Jataka Parijataha, Hora Ratnam. The third division is Samhita, which means collection. A huge list of topics come under Samhita. Gochara, we saw that horoscope was a snapshot of the planetary position at the time of birth, but we also know that planets keep moving, so this subject is about the influence of current position of planets on an individual. Prominent words such as Gurubala, Sade Sathi effects come under this topic. Shakuna Shastra or omens is the behavior of animals, lizards, birds around us. Twitching of limbs, dreams, or Swapna Shastram indicate or foretell either good or bad events in the near future. This grew to a bigger subject, hence, this came out of Samhita and became a separate division under Phalabhaga. Prediction of country's future is called Medini or mundane astrology. Setting an auspicious time for important life events is Muhurta. Principles of construction of houses or temple is Vastu Shastram. Analysis of person's behavior based on face, molds, limbs, or Anga Vidya, lines in the hand, or Hasta Vidya, which is palmistry. Prediction of rainfall and quantum of rainfall is Vrishti Vijnanam. Art of exploring groundwater and veins without using any latest tools or gadgets is Bhujalasya Jnanam. Quality and taste of water could also be predicted. Using precious gems as a remedy for any malefic influences of planets is gem therapy. Now, prashna or question is a very interesting division. Imagine if you don't have your birth details, such as date, time, and place of birth. Without these essentials, we cannot create a horoscope. In such instances, a spontaneous horoscope called prashna is prepared for the time the question is asked. Even by looking at the body language of the querist or prichaka, the pronunciation of the querist, breathing pattern or ida or pingala or sushumna swara pattern felt by the prashna practitioner are other techniques of prediction in this topic. This subject, like Shakuna, grew into a bigger topic over time and hence moved out of Samhita and became a separate division under Phalabhaga. Detailed description of trees, protection of trees is Vrikshayurveda or horticulture. Eclipse, comets, their effects is detailed in Khagola Shastram. Over and above these exhaustive topics, Samhita covers some miscellaneous items such as food, health, ornaments, perfumery, toiletries, handicrafts, trade, and many more. So, to summarize, anything and everything related to the good of the nation is covered in Samhita. A few well known books are Garga Samhita, Bhrugu Samhita, Muhurta Chintamani, Bruhat Samhita. As a reminder, all these topics like Vastu Shastram, rainfall prediction, palmistry, Muhurta, etc., are outcomes of the key influences which are Grahas and Nakshatras. And as you all know by now, these key influences form the base of Jyotish Shastram. You can now see the expanse of Jyotish Shastram. It is like a huge banyan tree with countless branches spread far and wide and with roots going very deep beneath, indicating the breadth and depth of the subjects. Over time, people have picked certain areas of interest and specialized in it, like Vastu Shastram, palmistry, gem therapy, etc. Similarly, if someone is interested in astronomy, then please do read the Siddhanta books in Jyotish Shastram. If you are into organic farming, please read Vrishti Vijnanam and Krishi Sambandita Vishayaha. When the original works are right here, it doesn't make sense for us to chase after only rediscovered and newborn sciences from the West. That ends our today's session on Jyotish Shastra. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to support free Jyotish Shastram to everyone. Dhanyavadaha.